Energy, City Power is continuing its revenue collection drive by cutting off electricity to defaulting customers in the city. Yesterday, officials were in Alexandra, and today they're in Sandton, north of Johannesburg. Ahmed Kajee is there, and he joins us now for the very latest in terms of what we are seeing. Ahmed, place yourself for us, and what are you seeing and hearing where you are?
Thanks very much, Tudu. We are currently just between Athol and Sandton. We are seeing currently City Power as well as JMPD officials coming through to residences today to just more or less get in touch with those people who have not paid up to their bills and actually cut them off at the moment. Just to the left of my screen, I'm just going to take a quick step out of shot. You will see a few of those officials at that mini sub over there, and that particular infrastructure more or less provides electricity to the households in and around this particular area. There are a few households which City Power have come through to get in touch with to cut off the electricity supply due to unpaid bills as well. We had spoken to City Power yesterday. They said that the city is owed around 4 billion rand worth of electricity bills, which should be used then for the repairing of infrastructure and for the replacement of cables as well. Cable theft, unfortunately, is a massive scourge facing the city of Johannesburg, and with load shedding and the darkness which happens to come over the city as well, it makes for the perfect conditions of for cable theft to take place. We have seen that in the south of Johannesburg, and then from a provincial point of view as well in the northern areas such as Pretoria and Tshwane. Those particular instances of cable theft do also take place. So on this particular front, over today, the cable theft may not necessarily be the primary aspect of today, but that revenue collection and catching off of people who may not be paying their bills is at the forefront of today's operations as well. And this now is also an ideal opportunity to actually bring into the conversation Isaac Mangena, the spokesperson for City Power. Isaac, thanks very much for your time today. We are seeing operations going into day 2 around the cutting off of defaulting customers.
Yes, indeed. We are on day 2 of this operation that we have started yesterday with the businesses around Alexandra, Q and Wynberg and Bramley areas. What we want to do is to basically ensure that we recover at least 36 million rands in the next coming 3 days, which started yesterday, tomorrow at least, and into the end of the week, so that we can at least start moving on our revenue targets that we have set. This SDC alone, the depot alone, is basically owed about 363 million rands by the residents across the city of Johannesburg, and most of those residents are actually business customers that actually are not paying for electricity, and these are the customers that really do have money. They make profits through their businesses, but they just decide not to pay. But what we have seen, which is really funny, is that every time we come knocking at their doors, they will have something to basically pay. We went to the Central Joburg College yesterday, which owed about 1 million rands, and they paid it on the spot immediately when we started basically knocking at the doors to say we are there to cut them off. They paid that 1 million rand immediately on the spot, and we also cut off the church, and they came through this morning and to basically ensure that they pay part of it and make arrangements to pay the rest of it. So we really are encouraged by the response that we got. We had also customers from inside Alexandra, those who own businesses inside Alexandra, coming this morning to our depot to basically start engaging the city in terms of how they can basically service their debts.
Isaac, we had seen earlier this morning that you were out at the Nigerian consulate. We believe you have cut off the electricity supply. Can you just give us some confirmation and details around that?
Yes, I can confirm that we basically started in Ilovo, where the Nigerian consulate is situated. They owe the city of Johannesburg a minimum of 600,000, and we basically cut them off. They don't have electricity as we speak, and currently we are in the heart of Sandton, Vieda Valley, where we basically cut off a hotel that owes us about 2.6 million rands, and we are still around in the area so that we can also visit some of those businesses that still owe us money. And like I said, you can imagine the whole hotel not paying for electricity. These are the people with money, and this is the money that the city is basically going after. We are owed about 4 billion rand across the city of Johannesburg, and during this time when we basically are bleeding money because of higher stages of load shedding, every day we lose about 3.6 million rands on a daily basis when there is load shedding. That's a lot of money. We lose it in areas such as security, in areas where we have to replace equipment like the cables that get stolen on a daily basis, mini substations and transformers that blow up. But also a lot of it, we are losing it from the overtimes that we have to pay every time there is load shedding, because we have to bring basically operators, others back from leave, so that they can be able to respond to the outages. So that's a lot of money, and we really need that money to ensure that we can be able to maintain our infrastructure, so that we can at least try to keep the lights on, but also to reinvest it in electrification of the new settlements that we are basically targeting in this financial year.
Isaac, thanks very much for your time indeed. That's Isaac Mangena, spokesperson for City Power, just taking us through their operations and just confirmation that the Nigerian consulate out in Ilovo, Sandton, has been cut off over that 600,000 rand outstanding bill as well. We are expecting these operations to continue early into the afternoon and perhaps even into tomorrow as this drive continues from City Power to get that revenue which is outstanding from residents and defaulting customers in and around the city of Johannesburg.
Ahmed Kajee following City Power as they embark on their aggressive revenue collection drive. Thank you very much for that detail. We'll touch base with you a little bit later on.